Hi everyone, welcome. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Omara patana di, Omara patana di, Omara patana di, Omara patana di, Omara patana di. Oh, nye dharma, hetu prabhawa, heten taken tato gato, tayo wata taken tayo, niroda, hewambadi, maha shramana soha. Okay, so, a kind of a weird meditation just now. Not like what I normally get. I saw he did a lot of stuff. He did a lot of stuff when I did the visualization. But a couple of times I heard him say, "Act with wisdom, act with wisdom." So that's important. There's never been words that come out before. So very interesting. Curious to know how your week went with Tsatsa, with the Streamer of Fame. Definitely not really, so far as I'm aware anyway, on a conscious level, not so much my experience. I will say that where I felt this most deeply was not really through the prediction, but with the double tsa energy, because I felt that like too much energy coming at me all at once, too much like air karma, family energy, too much all at once. So that was more the way it affected me. I didn't really have the bandwidth this week to take in all of the stuff. So I'm okay. There's nothing wrong. It was just a really strange week. A lot of really odd energy from patients and people coming into the office this week as well. So I don't know. I feel like it was more that, like more of that overwhelming, doubled down Tsa energy than it was anything else, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's just kind of how I experienced it. Curious to know how all of you experienced it though. Yeah. So without anything further, like let's find out what's coming up. That was very unusual. So yeah, we're divining for the week starting September the 12th through the 18th. Yeah. Okay. So these will be this will be the outer aspect coming through here. Okay, different energy this week. So Na is our first one. I'm gonna hold off. I'm not gonna say much. Okay, so we have Na. Oh, Ah is the second. So we have Na and Ah. And Ah makes it a, positive, mediocre to positive divination, because Ah basically clears the way for anything else. So there's nothing that stands in the way of that Na energy coming forward in a more positive light. So let's see. What do we got? I had to go through the stack a couple of times. I couldn't find it. Okay. So Na Ah is the Golden Mountain. Okay, so it's like floating there in the world. So if Na'a, the Golden Mountain, appears, then firmness and stability are seen, just as the Golden Mountain reaching high is seen. So that's a very positive, potentially positive divination. Let's look a little bit closer. I feel like we should look a little bit closer at what Na is by itself. Okay, this is what I was looking for. So each of the syllables has a specific thing. So it says in the introduction, in regards to various types of activities, Na is for activities of increasing or prosperity. So, and it corresponds with Earth. So I was thinking about like, okay, well, I know it's Earth, but there's something I'm missing here, right? And I know it stands for different part, it stands for the body or like the earth element in the body and so on. But it's for increasing or wealth. That's a good thing. So I would imagine, we're going to see plenty of that coming up in this week's divination. So, take down my streamer of fame over here. All right, so what do we have? It says, the sign of this divination is known as the unchanging auspicious symbol. So it's a very stable symbol, it would seem. Ooh, pardon me. That was my, that was my seat. If I farted, I would own it, I promise. That's my, my little... I don't know what you call it. It's like a back roll. It's a seat, but it's got like a massage table type vinyl on it because it's made by that type of a company. Anyway, never mind. What do we have here? Let's see. So family, property, and life. These matters are firm and steady. So that would make sense, right? Firm and steady, like a mountain. Intentions and aims are excellent and will bring stability to your life in the future. So it looks like following through with anything that we're working on is gonna yield results later on, even if we don't see it right away. Friends and wealth. The possessions and friends obtained earlier are stable, and they will remain due to the power of steadiness. So that's good. Our old friends are going to be right there with us. Okay. Enemies, there are none whatsoever. And your power is steady. That's nice. That's a good one. All right. Guests, though they are neither lost nor harmed, they will take a little extra time to arrive. That, stuff, these things are known to happen, right? No illness. This week, no illness. That would be great, right? That would be great. Maybe what we'll see is like a downturn in the maybe the virus will start to go downward a little bit. We hope. Evil spirits, there are none whatsoever bothering you. Spiritual practice, it is firm and good through strength and steadiness. That's always important. Lost article. It has not gone into another person's hands. No instruction on like direction in which to search or anything, but it's not in another's hands. If we're talking about Earth, Na would correspond with the Ratna family. So directionally, I would say look south. I would say look south because Vajra is facing east. So next down would be south. I would look south, personally. Doesn't say that, but that's ultimately the way is cleared for you to be able to find it because we have Na'a. So an earthly object, is where you left it. And Na would be, it would correspond compass-wise with the direction of south. Okay. Yeah, generally that would be the case. Okay. Let's see. Will they come and will the task be accomplished? Though there may be a delay of your present project in favor of another, that project which has already been started will meet with a successful outcome. That is interesting. I could see that one for myself going a number of different ways. I like it's not that I'm superstitious about this kind of stuff. Otherwise, I'd be like, well, I'm doing this and this and this, and I have all these other things on the whatever. But I tend not to want to, until I know something is more secure, I tend not to talk about it much. So, but suffice it to say that I have a couple of things to which that could easily apply. So that'll be interesting. All remaining matters. Generally, all of these are successful. However, any activities involving traveling to another place will encounter some delay. Read the Avantam. Cannot see this properly, and I can't get it out of my mouth. Avantamsaka Sutra. I get it eventually. Avantamsaka Sutra and the Vinaya Sutras rely upon deities of the Vajra family. Interesting. And mother deities of the Destroyer family. Hold Ksitigarbha as your special deity. Ooh. Had a little email pop up there. We've had Ksitigarbha come up a time or two. They rules the hell realms, like bringing people up and out of the hell realms, and also the dead. So interesting. Your good fortune will increase if you were. I mean, there's way more to it. There's way more to it than that, but you know what I'm saying. Your good fortune will increase if you rely upon the mantras of Lokani, Vaishravana, and Jambala. Erect images and stupas and perform activities which are steady. So, stupas are like, I don't have one. I kind of like using crystals instead of stupas. And I just moved my blue flame mountain looking crystal that I had back there out. What do I have in place? Oh, I know I have a different one. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean a stupa and a crystal or a mountain, those kind of all have they all kind of correspond with one another. But that makes sense to me that if the golden mountain is the divination, that stupas are a way of bringing that divination to fruition a little bit more, right? Since this prediction is known as holding one's own place and not moving, it represents the excellence of all activities performed on a stable foundation. That's a really interesting idea. Holding one's own place and not moving. There, like when I started meditating with the Zen community back in 2011, and I had been already meditating as a different type of practitioner. Basically, it was called Vedic meditation, but the closest relative to it is, I can't even think of the name of it. They get some criticism. I can't remember. Transcendental meditation. TM without the TM. But when I went to the Zen center to begin practicing there, because I realized after a point I couldn't practice alone anymore because it was so lonely, to practice alone at that time. Um, it was very interesting because I remember the meditation teacher and priest talking about using the analogy or the metaphor of a mountain to describe the mind. So we would talk about, as you meditate, you want the mind to be like a mountain emerging from clouds in the sky. So your thoughts will come and go. Rain comes, rain leaves, night comes, day comes, whatever's happening, the mountain doesn't move. The mountain is very, very stable. It just stays right there. So when I read this divination of holding one's own place and not moving, and the excellence of all activities performed on a stable foundation, the way I see that is as grounding and stabilizing the mind. That's just what immediately strikes me with that. A secondary one might be sort of the way that we look at, mountain pose in yoga, which is a very, very stable way of engaging the ground, the earth, and the body. So I would say, if the mind is really stable, like a mountain, and then you can practice from time to time stabilizing and grounding the body in that way as well. Whatever you do beyond that is going to be beneficial, right? It's just remembering to actually do it. It's remembering to do it. And then, it's also like not chastising yourself when you forget. Again, same teacher, she was wonderful. Used to tell us, like, you're going to forget and you're going to screw up all the time. And it's okay. You don't worry about that at all. Laugh it off, let it go, and just get right back in and keep practicing anyway. So, ta-da! That's my offering there, which is, that is how it goes. That is how practice goes. It's constantly having to remind yourself, like, okay, I fell off a little bit there, kind of screwed up, let other things get in the way, and that's okay. That happens. The important thing is that I caught it, and I'm going to jump back in and do my best. So, yeah. And if you do that, it is, you will be like as steady as a mountain, and everything kind of moves out of your way, right? So, all right, folks. With that, I wish you a beautiful week. May you be a steady mountain, and may you be free of all obstacles. Take care, and I will see you again next week. Bye.